Black Hollow was a quiet town, untouched by time. The people here had simple lives, their routines never changing. But new people had arrived, blending in seamlessly. No one knew where they truly came from. And beneath their human faces, something else lurked. The townsfolk started to talk. Did you see the couple that moved into the old Harper house? Yeah, nice folks. But something's off. The newcomers were polite, always smiling, but their eyes were always watching. The newcomers started digging outside of town. At first, people assumed they were searching for gold. But they always knew exactly where to dig. And what they found wasn't always gold. They unearthed black stones that absorbed light, glowing crystals that pulsed like a heartbeat. No one in town had ever seen such things. Yet the newcomers offered no explanations. They exchanged gold and strange gems for land and homes. They spread out, never too close to each other. A slow but calculated expansion. Sheriff Roy Grayson started noticing odd behavior. The newcomers moved with too much precision, as if they were perfectly rehearsed. One night, he saw 3 of them walking in unison, disappearing into the dark. Elderly Margaret Turner claimed she saw a man in 2 places at once. He walked into the market, then I saw him on Willow's Lane minutes later. She shivered. He looked at me like he knew I saw him. People started noticing that the newcomers never seemed tired. Their light stayed on all night, yet no one ever yawned. They were always awake. Always watching. One stormy evening, the church bell rang, but no service had been scheduled. Pastor Thomas Weller went inside, finding the pews empty. He swore he heard something breathing in the dark. He saw a figure standing at the back of the church. When he called out, it tilted its head, as if confused. Then, without a sound, it vanished. At Miller's Diner, a man in a brown coat ordered black coffee. He never drank it, just stared at it, as if trying to understand it. When Linda looked away, then back, the cup was empty. More people felt uneasy. The newcomers never got sick, never showed fatigue, never seemed bothered by the cold. Something about them was wrong. A group of locals gathered in the church basement, whispering their concerns. They're not normal. They always know what to say. We need to watch them. But it was too late. The newcomers were already listening. They knew what the townsfolk were saying. And they were prepared. A blizzard rolled in, covering the streets in thick snow. Lights burned late in the homes of the newcomers. Inside, something shifted beneath their skin. A local miner vanished. Last seen speaking to a beautiful woman with ice blue eyes. His cabin untouched, his truck still outside. But he was gone. The town searched for days. No footprints in the snow. No signs of a struggle. The newcomers watched silently. Deep beneath the ice, inside the egg rescue station, the miner's DNA was extracted. More creatures entered the transformation chambers. Their numbers grew. New people kept arriving. The town's population shifted, but no one noticed how fast it was happening. It was no longer their town. Sheriff Roy Grayson drove past the old mining fields. He saw strange symbols in the ice, glowing with an unnatural light. Then, he saw them. A group of newcomers stood in the snow, perfectly still. They weren't talking or working. They were listening, but to what? Then, all at once, they turned toward him. Their eyes were too black. Their expressions too empty. Roy's breath caught in his throat. Beneath the town, something massive stirred. A heartbeat beneath the earth. A presence waiting to rise. Roy sped back to town, his heart pounding. He had seen something unnatural. But would anyone believe him? The local newspaper published a small article about the miner's disappearance. No one paid much attention. But the newcomers read it. And they smiled. A young man vanished next. His house left unlocked, his bed unmade. Like he had just stepped out, and never returned. A woman was found wandering near the woods, confused and trembling. She claimed she had seen something shift under the newcomer's skin. But no one believed her. That night, the town slept soundly. But the newcomers? They never did. A father tucked his daughter into bed. A mother locked her front door. A teenager looked out his window. None of them knew this would be the last normal night. At exactly 3 a.m., the newcomers left their homes. One by one, they gathered in the snow, forming a perfect circle. And then, they waited. Above them, the clouds parted. A light too dark to be light flickered. And something answered. The ground split open beneath their feet. Something was coming. And Black Hollow would never be the same again.